A very warm welcome to today's show. Time really flies by so quickly, and so have our celebrations. We started off listening to fellows from different generations and cultures about the impact of the MF it has had on their personal lives. And also, we were joined by Bill Melton, and then we moved into a series of historic updates through the evolution of the foundation in the last 30 years. And finally, we also met at a virtual meet and greet on a wonderful platform that I heard back from several of you that you really did enjoy. So thank you for sticking with us through this journey. And thank you for being here today, which is going to be our highlight for the 30-year celebration at our gala and also our fundraising campaign. Back to you,
Yeah,
Stefan.
no, wonderful. It was a wonderful 1.5 month, not years, but month of celebration so far, with many historical highlights sent by Ashi, this prepared also by the whole team, where we kind of looked at the different 5-year periods over the last 30 years. We also had lots of interactive meetings with Bill and all cultures combined. And now it's really the time to celebrate the gala, the grand finale. The celebration will not stop here, but we want to be giving you a more festive end at the end of this year. And not only have we talent from all over the world, we're also very honored and privileged to have one of our co-founders with us, Patricia Smith. A special hello to you. We're very honored to have you, and we're looking forward to your performance later on.
Yeah, so let's stop talking and let's get the stage open to our lovely performers who are here to share their talent with us and really celebrate the diversity that we have in our network. So to our audience, sit back, enjoy the next 80 to 90 minutes. You're also going to have some space to interact with us. So let's get this show on the road. And with that, I would like to heartily welcome our first act. Trifine is going to be taking the stage. She is a master's graduate in business administration from the Bangalore Hub, and she has served as the Vice Junior Board Rep in the Melton community and prides herself on making new friends as fast as she can finish her food. Trifine, I don't know what you mean by that, but I'm going to let you expand on that as you share a little bit about your journey from Zimbabwe to Bangalore to the Melton Foundation, and also share some of your lovely poems with us titled, I Am a Global Citizen and You're Too Weak. I mean, not you literally, but that's the name of your poem. So on to you, Trifine.
Thank you, Sonali. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to see you once again, and I hope we continue seeing each other like this. My name is Trifine Clara Zimbanete. I'm from Zimbabwe. I've been in India for almost 7 years now. So I could say Bangalore is my second home. I came to India in 2015. Been here now, it's 2021. I'm happy to be part of the Melton Foundation because I've managed to make friends from all over the world. I didn't expect I'll know someone from Germany, someone from Chile, someone from China, Ghana. I did not expect that. I was coming from a country where I'll see Zimbabweans, then I'll see maybe South Africans at most, but I was not expecting to, collaborate with people all over the world. So I'm so happy. And I know, like I said last time, if I end up in Chile or Germany, I know there's someone who's going to have my back. So the 2 poems I have today, I just decided to do something. I was like, okay, since this is the last days of being a Melton Fellow, even though I'm going to continue being part of the Melton Foundation, but there's obviously going to be, the new favorites, the new fellows, the attention is going to them because I still want the attention. I was like, okay, let me write these poems so that at least they know I'm still the Melton baby. Yeah, so the first poem is called I'm a Global Citizen. And a brief explanation is we always try to put labels. We always try to say, oh, I'm Black, oh, I'm white, oh, I'm brown, oh, I'm Indian, I'm Zimbabwean. When the more we try to put these labels is the more we create differences. when all we want is to live without differences. So this poem is called I'm a Global Citizen. So I write poems. I normally don't perform. So I just put it on my Word document. Yeah, here goes. I am borderless. I am black. I am white, brown, blue, gray. I don't cringe at the sight of your blackness. I don't frown at the sight of your whiteness, nor your brownness, because I am a global citizen. A citizen of the world whose mother bathed in love and acceptance. I accept you for who you are, and when I go astray, make me understand, for I will not generalize. I am a global citizen. A global citizen whose citizenship is defined by acceptance, whose story is weaved by experiences of diverse cultures, allergic to prejudice, annoyed by misogyny and misandry. Who am I? I am a global citizen. Grounded by the spirit of Ubuntu, lusts for a world with no hate, overzealous for the crumbling of race, religious, and gender boundaries. A change maker. I am borderless. I am anti-racist. I am fearless. But remember, I am from neither here or there. I am from everywhere because I am a global citizen. Thank you. So, yeah. Then the next poem is called You Are Too Weak. So I've had people come up to me and ask me, are you a feminist? Are you this? Do you support this cause? But I've realized we all want one thing. We all want acceptance. Women want to be heard. But one thing that other women, forgive me ladies, don't bash me when this is over, but what we forget also is there are also men that are suffering in silence. Recently in my country, there was a man who was gang raped by women. He's battling for his life in hospital. So I feel the more we all fight on our different sides of the aisle, is the more we create double standards. At the end of the day, we are not solving anything. We need each other to make a difference. Men need us, women need us, men need us, and we need them to make a difference. The more we say it's our world, the more we keep shouting at each other, we're not solving anything. So I've structured my poem in such a way that I'm ridiculing the whole system, but at the same time, in the end, I'll drive my point home. So it's called You Are Too Weak. Yeah. Clap, clap, clap. Remember these slaps when I remind you of your chores. That dress doesn't suit you. You are too dark, too light, too short, too tall. Put on some makeup for the boys who like it. Don't be outspoken, for it will make you look too crass. Clap, clap, clap. Your decisions are mine to make. You are too weak to go out alone, too weak, you need a man around. Too weak, just let your brothers do it. Is that a breath of empowerment I perceive? Is that a hint of independence I see? Remember to know your place. Women cannot lead nor speak in public. Your place is in the kitchen. Clap, clap, clap. Remember these slaps when I remind you boys don't cry. Bottle your emotions, for it makes you look strong. Throw a hint of misogyny, it makes you look like a bad boy, and girls like it too. You only can lead. Put women in their place. No, I am appalled. You are not weak. Yes, you staring, you peeping, listening and watching. I said you are not weak. You that conquered, you whose destiny was defined, bleak, but yet you surpassed all odds. Revel yourself in your beauty. Appreciate your strengths and weaknesses, and remember, women are strong and they can lead. Men do cry and it's human. We are all either weak or strong. We are all either vulnerable or protected. Men do get raped. Women can be abusive. Assess my capabilities with the effort I invest, not with my gender. Remember, we will bring change if we all work together. Thank you.
Wow, Trifine, I'm speechless. I mean, it's not often in life that I am speechless, but it was so powerful and it hit home
Thank you.
with me. Thank you so much for sharing that, Stefan.
What an inspiring story. Absolutely. I think the power and the energy you bring to your words even accelerate the meaning, and it really touched me deeply. Thank you so much, Trifine. That was a really, really great.
Yeah, thank you. And it's
Thank
been a
you.
pleasure working with you as a fellow for the last 2 years. I'm so glad you joined us today to do this for our global MF family as well.
Thank you.
So I invite all of you to show your appreciation in the chat box and start getting, engaged and networking there more in a light way. But as we move on, Stefan, do you want to hear a bad joke?
Sure, let's all hear it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. So, why shouldn't you sing into a colander? And if people don't know what a colander is, I have an exhibit. If my, the thing you hold. Sorry,
Because it will strain your voice.
Daphne. The joke isn't as bad as I thought it was then. So since my bad joke wasn't that terrible, Stefan, I think I'm just going to move on into some really top-notch singing and hand over to Patty to introduce you to the next person in line.
Thank you, Sonali. Hello, everyone. Beautiful to see this group of fellows today. Thank you for being with us. So I would like to introduce Sanjita, our dear Sanjita. She's from Bangalore, from the batch 2019. Sanjita began her journey with Indian music when she was only 5 years old. She currently holds a BWAT degree in classical music and also teaches music as a passion. Today, Sanjita is showcasing film music pieces from various languages put into a single composition. So please, let's enjoy the performance.
Sangeeta is here with us, but she has also sent in a recorded video, so I will play that shortly and invite Sangeeta to speak.
మాయలకు కదలని మగువా మాటలకు కరగని మధువా పంతములు విడువని బిగువా జరిగిన దడగవా నా కదని తెలుపుట సులువా జాలిపడి నిమిషము వినవా ఎందుకని గడికొక గొడవ చలిమిగ మెలగవా నా పేరు తలచితే ఉబికేలావా చల్లబడినను నువ్వు కరుణించేవా ఇంకేం కావాలే చాలే ఇది చాలే ఇకై నువ్వే వచ్చి వాళ్ళవే ఇకపై తిరనాలే ನಿನಗಾಗಿ ಹೇಳುವೆ ಕಥೆ ನೂರನು ನಾನಿಂದು ನಗಿಸುವೆ ನಿನ್ನನು ಕಿರುಳಲ್ಲು ಕಾಣುವೆ ಕಿರುನಗೆಯನು ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಚ್ಚಿಟ್ಟ ಹೊಂಗನಸನು ಜೊತೆಯಾಗಿ ನಡೆವೆ ನಾ ಮಳೆಯನು ಬಿಡದಂತೆ ಹಿಡಿವೆ ಈ ಕೈಯನು ಗೆಳೆಯ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಹಾರಿ ಬರುವೆ ಬಾನಾಯಲ್ಲೇ ದಾಟಿ ನಡಿವೆ ನಗುವ ನಯನ ಮಧುರ ಮೌನ ಮಿಡಿವ ಹೃದಯ ಹಿರೆ ಮಾತಿಗೆ चल तू थामे मेरा हाथ चल तू वक्त जितना भी हो हासिल सारा मेरे नाम कर तू वक्त जितना भी हो हासिल सारा मेरे नाम कर तू के अरमान है गुजारिश जान है तू मेरी बाहों में दुनिया बुला दे जो अब लम्हात है बड़े ही खास है तो मेरी बाहों में दुनिया बुला दे कुसुमलगन गोता सारा आधार कुणाचा नाही भेगळण भुई पारी जीणा अंगार जीवाला झाली हे भळदे सुंज जाळ हिरपची थाळ रे हे नविती पंच प्राण जीवरत थाळ रे करा पाळला नांद्यावा जळल्या शिवार तारी नाही धीर सांडला खेळ मांडला
Thank you so much, Sangeeta. Are you here live as well? I would like to invite you to say a couple of words. I don't see Sangeeta, unfortunately, but I see some questions in the chat on the languages. Yeah, so I can only speak on behalf of like the total. We have a total of 121 languages in India. So it's quite hard to really pinpoint, but she did sing with 7 different regional, mostly South Indian languages, and also some from the north like Hindi. And the second part that you heard was Kannada, which is the language that we speak in our state of Karnataka. I invite you guys to read a little bit more about our Indian languages because it's really, really interesting, and it's so much. And Sangeeta really captured some of that beautifully. So I now invite Lars to introduce our next speaker and act while I pull up their video presentation.
Fantastic, fantastic. Welcome everybody to our 30 Years Gala. It's a treat and it's a pleasure to be here. And the pleasure is even greater because I'll be introducing one of our super talented, fantastic fellows, artist performance, Jerome Bailey. So Jerome, I believe I've seen you on the call before. If you're here, maybe you want to quickly unmute and shout out. It's certainly a pleasure to have you here. I know you've submitted a presentation that Sonali's pulling up. You are a creative leader supporting people's spiritual and mental health. You have been with Foundation since 2010, starting your Melton journey at Dillard University, and today you're sharing a spoken word with us, which is really amazing. And Jerome, if you want to say a few words before we go into it, please go right ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Lars. Hey, all. Just happy to be celebrating with you guys. It's been wonderful so far. I've been able to see some of the presentations, and it's been great. Just a nice commemorative moment. You know, just thinking about the journey, and time flies. You know, like it's been said on this call. I can't believe it's been like over 10 years since we've been a part of the foundation, but it's been wonderful, a wonderful ride. And the poem is something that represents global citizenship. It represents what Melton is all about, and just wanted to share just some flair. Shout out to DU campus, Dillard University in New Orleans, and you know, and it's all love from here, and happy to be with you guys.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jerome. And well, Sonali, let's get it started, shall we?
What's going on, Melton Foundation? Thank you so much for having us. This is our family here, and we're here at the Living School, live from New Orleans, and we're celebrating 30 years of a wonderful foundation that's made such an impact in my life and so many lives of others. And since Melton is all about global citizenship, I wrote a poem called Frames that depicts some things that are going on in different parts of the world, and we all see it through our lens, our frame. But there's hope at the end, and you'll see at the end of the poem. Frames. Mattresses on the curb, soaked with sleeping hopes of normalcy, had to leave forcibly. Well, you know when we felt couldn't take another blow, then we feel the wind hit again, change of plans. My family back home, Afghanistan, the moon blue and moon blue with deep blue lakes, machine guns and grenades, innocent women and children, marching bands, but this ain't a parade. We judge others, love to hurl mistakes. How do we find love in a world of hate? The human heart is deceitful. Do we want good more than evil? I search for answers to find. Some have a ruler beneath me. Lord, I repent today. We kneel and pray, eyes closed, but we still awake. We're still awake. Eyes closed, but we're still awake. We're still awake. Just look at the world today. Looking at the world. World today. Through your frame. Look at the world today. Through your frame. Look at the world today. The heart can never change until the day you make truth awaits. The bridegroom patient, we choose to heal and rebuild. When we find wounds, the fine wound from which we came. We love justice, they got tanks, our tanks for generators. But instead, furniture outside, wood bordered on windows, rusted stands using ties for chairs, cause we ain't going nowhere. It be graffiti and gardens, both beautiful, both natural, both reactions to their environment. I woke up at 5:45 before the sunrise just to find the moment of comfort. My heart is blind when all the world wakes, and happy endings, restoration. For the never-ending trials of life together, we rise in the night even when it's dark in the day. We stay awake.
Wow, that was amazing, Jerome. Thank you so much for putting so much effort and bringing your band into our family and gala celebration as well. The production was superb. I wish you could produce my life like that with the music and the lovely, powerful words. So, Stefan, would you like to add something to that?
No, just saying that it was really amazing. Thank you so much, Jerome, putting the band together. Like they said, the spoken word. I know you are very good in articulating deep thoughts. So that was really amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And Thank you so much again. So, Stefan, I have one more joke for you. Do you want to hear it or?
Yeah, sure, right ahead.
Okay. So, which is faster, hot or cold?
I'd say hot because we just had a big thunder strike here, and I think that was when the most storm was coming.
Wow, it's quite technical. Mine was more along the lines of what Arun just posted in the chat, that hot because you can easily catch a cold, which is evidenced by me and my voice today. And I caught a cold from my little baby. So more, do you have any more questions or you want to move on into the official MF game show?
Yeah, I think unfortunately many people are catching colds around the world today. But now I want to invite you to a very interactive quiz part. So the best thing to do that actually is, if you take your cell phone or a second device, you can still put it also on the computer. There's no issue at all. But having two devices allows you to see the in-between scores. But I'll also show them live. But here it comes. It's a Kahoot. So please go to this webpage. Here it says, you can either put kahoot.it or just follow the link I'm going to put in the chat. If you follow the link in the chat, it will open your browser, which is totally fine. You can also just go to www.kahoot.it and then pinch in that code 353542960. So we have the first player. Wonderful, wonderful. Please join that link and then we can get started into an interactive quiz where we'll see your knowledge about the Melton Foundation. Players are joining. 5 players, 7, 8. Wonderful. Come on, I'll give you one more minute. If anybody wants to tell a joke in between, you're very welcome. I feel Sonali's jokes have been quite
consider
popular.
an alternate career of a quiz host as well, Stefan.
Oh, what was the joke with the Pope and the Volkswagen? I don't remember.
I do know Lars has a good one. Lars.
Yeah, I think I've exhausted that joke quite a few times already, but here we go. So, you know, there's a bar, yes, and there's a horse and there's a bartender, and these are the places and the protagonists of the joke. So horse goes into the bar, to the bar, and asks the bartender for a beer. And the bartender asks the horse back and says, "Why the long face?"
A good one.
Now, don't be shy to unmute and laugh out loud.
Fantastic.
Wonderful.
So you're not calling on me again, huh?
Yeah, also for cultural explanation in Chile, they always say "och" when a joke is bad. So you get a lot of, I get a lot of "och" in my house. And the second part of it, that Chile, they like to open the window so the bad smell of the joke can go out. So there's a lot of open windows as well. So we have 14 players. I think that's fair enough to start. The other ones are, of course, just welcome to follow the show live here. I'm going to start it. So be aware that this is time bound. So it's also not only guessing the right answer, but also being the fastest. So here we go. And what were fellows doing here? Yes, it's the Tai Chi. And I don't know how many of you have gone to the symposiums or GCC in China, but it was always a fun thing to do on the terrace of the hotel, actually, with very experienced Tai Chi teachers. The only challenge was the humidity and the hot weather. So after that, we were all being soaked, but it was really spiritual and great by the teacher to introduce us to this beautiful martial arts form. But let's go right next to this question number 2. Oh, by the way, yeah, here, if you don't see it on, if you're taking it on your cell phone, you might see that here on my screen. If not, you have to change to my browser, to the Zoom browser, and you see the scores. And we have a runner-up, Connie, as the first with 936 points, and Pari and Navneet very, very much close, followed by Marlene and Lars. So let's go to the next question. It's 8 in total. Wow, that was a tough one. And the right one is not the yellow one, which is bad. That might be a small mistake here. It is the blue one. Okay, I apologize for that. Points will be discounted here in that round, but it was Westmar, FSU, BMS, CU, UFRO, DU, and Ashesi. So let's go straight to the next. That might be biasing our points, but here Mel, she's got a good run here with 1,827 points. So let's go to the next quiz question. On what occasion was this picture taken? And it was the Senior Fellow Workshop in Morocco, which was prepared by Lars back in the days. It was a workshop about building the future, finding career work, where we met in Morocco over a couple of days, visited many interesting social entrepreneurial activities, but also got really deep into career planning, life planning, supporting our fellows. It looked like a temple in India, I can assure that, but there's never been an NFO in Egypt, and Haiti, I think, is more tropical than on that picture. Well, let's go right now to see how is it going up in the scores. And Mel is on fire. Slowly here behind Lars. We have to say maybe Lars has a little bit of a competitive advantage working for the Melton Foundation so long. So, but still here we have a running up very close. Still, everything's open. So let's move to the next question. Let's see. Wow, 13 right answers. Absolutely. I mean, who of you hasn't been at the cultural presentation of the Germans with the Muppet? It seems like I've been looking at the pictures over the last 30 years. It seems like a running gag or a running show of the Germans really wanting to show critical issues often. So the critical discussion about everything is not as far away either with their Muppets. But how does it work out in the score? And Mel is defending her first place very, very well here, but Connie is coming up as well as Tanya coming closer. So it's still all open here. Let's go to the next question. Here again, people know they've been connected with the school for many, many years. It's Manyuku School close to Temuco in a rural area where the Melton Foundation has worked with school children and the teachers doing very many educational projects. One deep dive was taking place in that school, as well as many capacitations. We're really, really happy to have that relationship there. And they also appreciate that people from all over the world have visited that school, bringing cultural experiences also to this more rural, but very intelligent, very nice school children here that live in a more difficult situations in the rural world. And what does it mean for the screen? Oh, Mel is defending her place on the top. Marlene is rising up. So we have 5 players that reached 3 great answers in a row. I think I have to change the questions to make it less easy. Let's see how you're doing in the 6th question. That was a little bit tougher. Here we have 8 right answers. Yes, I don't know if everybody of you have had the chance to go in there, but we've had this opportunity to visit the gym. That's the BMS gym in its green colors for many different occasions over the year when we visited the campus. This picture was taken at the last GCC, where we had a joint yoga workshop for all fellows here sweating and trying yoga with a very talented teacher. That was one of the newest pictures, but the occasion, the place, the gym was open for the last 20 years. And you might have actually been there playing basketball or doing a workshop or something else. But we see here that we have now a little bit of a distribution of questions, which is also nice for our scoreboard. That is that Mel still defending her first place and Connie getting close here. And Pari, I don't know who that is here, but it's also closing up. There's a tendency also Navneet coming from the back. Let's see, we still have 2 questions to go. So remember, be also quick on your selection because time also is valid for points. Let's go. And the correct answer is 2006. It's already been some time. And with that, he gave over the control of the foundation, still with the board that was mostly comprised of university representatives. But the dream kind of already took shape that the foundation slowly got into the control of its own fellows that went through the network by Bill Melton stepping back in 2006 and also Patricia taking more of a back seat. We're very happy that they've come back lately to participate in our activities and that they are happy that the dream has filled the fulfillment. As of now, the foundation is led by former senior fellows. So let's look at the score. And Mel stays on top. She stays on top on defense. She has the longest institutional memory, has to say, but a great thing here that she knows so much and defends her place on top. So in the last question, there's one more thing you can get to get her off the throne. So be quick on your devices. Here we go. And 10 people have the correct answer. It is 550 more or less, depending on the numbers, but it's right there that we are here. And that's also a good first reminder to our fundraising campaign, where we want to get 150 donations. 150 donations would be approximately 25% of our network, which is quite ambitious. But imagine imagine just giving a little bit. It's not so much about giving big sums. This campaign is showing appreciation for the Melton Foundation. If it's a little $5, $10, it doesn't matter. If you want to give more, of course, we're happily welcome to receive more. The money will go directly into the Fellows Network, enabling much more of this experience that you've seen here in the pictures. But the aim is really to get as many donors as possible to show the support, just some love for the foundation, so we can actually say, look, our own fellows believe in this network. They support it. Doesn't have to be much, but they have a spiritual and emotional connection to the network. And that's where happy they go back, especially at this great anniversary of 30 years. So let's look at the final score, and the winner is third place, Marlene, congratulations. Second place, Connie, and first place is Melanie. Applause for Melanie. At the bottom, we see the runners-up. It's been a tight game, but I want to thank you all for playing. And with that, we go back to the talent show. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll be having more games like that in the future. But now back to showing the talents within the foundation.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Stefan. And that actually super unplanned bridge into our next performance, the one and only Mel Miller from the 1991 batch from Westmar University. I've had the lovely pleasure of meeting Mel in India, and we connected over our very electric blue classes that we both had. So I still remember that as a fond memory. And a little bit about Mel, for those of you who don't know her, she's from the United States. And for 25 years, Mel has been a social worker, a mental health therapist specializing in work with trauma survivors, including direct healing work, advocacy, policy development, program design, and administration. She also seeks to find balance in all things in her life and enjoys pursuing art, gardening, physical activity, and is a single parent to 4 amazing children. So Mel, over to you to share a wonderful poem with all of us today.
Thank you for the deep privilege of being here today. One of the things I've realized in my work with trauma survivors and other folks who are in my service is just the gift it is to be part of other people's lives, for them to invite me in. So thank you for inviting me in. I have 2 pieces that I've written for this occasion. The first is named Inspiration, referring both to the idea of like the spark of creativity or generativity or solution finding, which is very apropos for the Melton Foundation, but also to the original meaning of the Latin inspiratus, which means to breathe. Breathe, spark of light, seed of hope, pulse of love. Bring me closer to the place from which I originated and to which I will surely return. Let me be guided by the truth that all we are and all we need is love, love, love. Let me take in the beauty around me and inspire the beauty within me. Let me know hope and joy and peace and pain and anger. Let me know the balance of things, knowing light sometimes needs darkness in order to be reminded to shine and in order to have purpose in shining. Let me know, but not be consumed by anxiety, sadness. You might think that all of the pain and cruelty of humanity reduces my hope. You might think my heart is broken at knowing what is lost, what is wrong, what is hateful. And you would be right. But what you might not know is that when my heart is broken, the light pours out. Many years ago, I was taught that Jesus was outside my heart, knocking on the door to get in. And as it turns out, the divine was in my heart, knocking to get out and stream its holy light onto every suffering, every shame, every lost child and wayward soul. And I will invite them all to tea. And we will steep and pour and drink together, and the guest list will read: love, hate, fear, hope, strength, peace, anger, and all that is light will hear and love and surround and envelop, and all that is broken and afraid shall be cared for until all we are, all we eat, drink, and breathe is love, love, love. The second piece I'm going to read today, which I've also written for this occasion, is called A Blessing for My Children. And what it really is me sharing what I've learned so far in my journey, so that if anybody else can benefit from what I have experienced and learned so far. I anticipate I'll learn more as I go on, and thankful and curious about that myself. So thank you again for this opportunity. I absolve you from the need to fix the problems we have created for you. You need only to follow your own path, your own truth, move towards your own center, make your own peace, your own help, your own love. I unfetter you from guilt and shame and commitments to meet standards that were not created for you or by you. I hold space for you in the being and the becoming, knowing all that you need, all that you are meant to accomplish in this life is already within you, like a seed waiting for sun and rain and soil. Find your light, find your water, find all that feeds your soul and that builds you up and lets you grow. It is not a selfish act to love and grow yourself. Being the truest version of yourself is the greatest gift you can give the world. And do not hold in contempt the earlier versions of yourself. These iterations of your soul were born out of doing the best you could and have brought you to this very moment so that you can crack open into the light and begin to grow anew into the next phase of your journey. And as you reach, as your roots dig deeper into the soul, as your leaves and branches reach up to the sun, and as rain falls on you, as it does in its time, hear this refrain. Know your truth, speak your truth, live your truth. And tomorrow's self, and tomorrow's voice, and tomorrow's truth may be different from today's. That is not a rejection of all that went before. It is a coming to fruition of all that has been, and all you have received, and all that your ancestors have handed down for you and to you, blossoming into this very moment for your very journey. Let me say it again. Know your truth, speak your truth, live your truth. These three things and love are the only things I know with confidence you will never regret. Thank you.
Yes.
Beautiful, man. Very beautiful. It's difficult to find words after that. The words are still in my brain, kind of finding it ways through my neural network. Very stimulated. It was amazing. Thank you so much. This was truly inspiring.
Yeah,
With
thank
that,
you so
it's difficult, but I'll hand over to Sonali for our next act. Still feeling the vibration of your powerful words in my head and in my heart.
For sure. I think it's the first and the second poem, and especially the second poem, really touched my heart. To know your truth, speak your truth, and love your truth is something it's going to stay with me as I tell my daughter this again and again, so we can only equip them to face this world and be there, maybe sometimes guides when they want to, but no, they need to figure out their own path. So thank you so much, Mel. It's hard to move on from that, but we will. And I now invite Alafia to introduce our next act.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us for the 30-year gala. And I am just so taken aback every single time we meet by how much talent and how much love is in this space. And without further ado, I am so honored to introduce Trish Manduce and Clarice Nadini, and both are final year mechanical engineering students at HSU University. And as it turns out, the two have a lot more in common, and that includes their love of dance. Dance is a stress reliever and a hobby for them any day, anytime. They would like to share their joy with us as they dance to the song titled Slow Motion by The Execs, featuring DJ Smooth Killer. Time to get your groove on.
Hey, slow motion. Whatever you do, but just do a slow motion. Whatever you do, but just do a slow motion. Whatever you do, but slow motion. Pick it up now, Millie. Slow motion for me. Rock, pick it up now, Millie. Slow motion for me. Rock, pick it up now, Kodak. Slow motion for me. Black, pick it up now, Kodak. Slow motion for me. Black, pick it up now, hit them. Slow motion for me. Folks, pick it up now, hit them. Slow motion for me. Folks, pick it up now, Smurda. Slow motion for me. Dance, pick it up now, Smurda. Slow motion for me. Dance, pick it up.
It goes knock, knock, knock 'em out the box. With power whip, shop around the clock. Holes in the VIP, paparazzi watch. Bring it back like a Maserati drop. Drop, low and dip. Hands up, roll your hips. Roll your hips. Show the motion when you throw your fist. Mike Jack aerobic kick. Moonwalk, moonwalk. Nene played a huge part. Juju played a huge part. Reverse Nation, Cali back to New York. Down to the
hey, 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 hey. Now, Millie. Slow motion for me. Rock, pick it up. Now, Millie. Slow motion for me. Rock, pick it up. Now, Kodak. Slow motion for me. Black, pick it up. Now, Kodak. Slow motion for me. Black, pick it up. Now, hit them. Slow motion for me. Folks, pick it up. Now, hit them. Slow motion for me. Folks, pick it up. Now, Smurda. Slow motion for me. Dance, pick it up. Now, Smurda. Slow motion for me. Dance, pick it up. Whatever you do, just do it.
slow motion for me.
Whatever you do, just do it.
Slow motion for me.
Whatever you do, just do it.
Slow motion for me.
Whatever you do, just do it.
Slow motion for me. Motion for me. Motion for me.
Amazing. Trish, I see that you're on the call. So if you are able to speak and say a few words, I invite you to do so. I still can't get the grooves out of my body. I feel like I'm just trapped. I need to get out of this chair and start moving.
Oh, thank you so much. Can you hear me well? I'm sorry I can't join through video, but I'm so happy to be here. And yes, it's fun. Dancing is good. I mean, it's always fun to dance, and anyone who wants to dance with us, they are free to link up and then we can form a mesh like this one. Thank you so much.
Amazing. I'm there. I'm down. Put my name on top of that list.
Oh, great.
Dancing, I'm there. Maybe not professionally, but if it's just some moves, we can do
yes.
that.
Sure. Thank you.
Super. Thanks, Trish. Okay, I guess with that, we're moving into our next act, and I invite our wonderful colleague, Ashita, to introduce.
Hi, everyone. I am too busy having a great time tonight. Sonali, Stefan, you guys are doing a fantastic job. Often we are on the organizing end of things, but I'm honestly just, you can see in the chat, I'm having too good of a time. And we should definitely do this more often. Thank you, Sonali, for inviting me to call on our next performer. She's a dear friend, and we've been collaborating as well for the last few months on a storytelling project. I would like to welcome Kami, who's a fellow from 2016, who's joining us from the UFRO campus. I think Kami has dedicated almost all of her life to her art and her deep interest in intercultural experiences, intercultural storytelling. She's a journalist, she's an illustrator, and she's a lot of fun to work with and collaborate with. I just want to say that I think a few months ago, we just had a small idea to start a small storytelling project. And before we both knew it, it has really taken such good shape. And it's very exciting to work with you, Kami. I want to call you on to tell us a little bit about yourself, about our little project, and also, of course, the stories you want to share with us today. Welcome, Kami.
Thank you, Ashi. Yes, I am so happy that you also kind of presented what this is about, because this feels like you and me are presenting right now. Yes, Ashi is a very, very dear friend, and we started this project which is Lighthouse, a new media publication where we gather around stories from across the world, just to connect the dots across different cultures and show how interconnected we are under all of these cultural, social, and political differences. It's been a lot of fun to work on this. A lot of learning as well has happened. As Ashi says, I've always been interested in arts and in culture. I participated in way too many projects like this one, but never has one been this special. We created it from scratch. So I really also want to thank Ashi for for being here with me, for presenting me. It's so nice. It really feels like we're both presenting. And this year, Lighthouse collaborated with the Melton Foundation in creating the first global storytelling festival for Lighthouse, where we gathered more than, what was it, like 40 countries, I think, to tell their stories from around the world. It was a fun experience, a tremendously meaningful experience for all of us. All these cultures merging together was beautiful. And we also, during it, we held this mini story contest where people from all over these countries shared stories about intercultural experiences. There was way too many to choose from, but today I want to share with you the winner of this contest, the winner story of this contest, that is called Tug of War by Aditya Sengupta from Mumbai. So yeah, thank you so much for having me. I want to tell this story to you and what it became for all of us during this festival. Let me just, okay. No bigger cricket match. India versus Pakistan. The stadium was packed with fans, one side a sea of Indian blue and the other Pakistani green, taunting each other as emotions boil over. Virat Kohli sent the ball soaring through the crowd. Two boys spring up, one in blue, the other in green. They sprint towards the ball, eager to win the glory for their side. They grab it simultaneously, tugging violently for possession. They see not another kid, but a representative of the enemy. Their father's runabout. Their image flashes on the giant LED screen. The commentator's voice booms out. How wonderful! Two young fans from the arch rival shaking hands. The two children stand still as some in the crowd around them begin clapping. Their grip on the ball loosens and they look at each other sheepishly, finally seeing each other as people, not just a member of the other side. They're in their early teens, virtually indistinguishable other than their t-shirt's color. They grin and toss the ball back into the ground and sit together, watching the match, chatting. Much, much, much divides them. History, politics, conflict, religion. But in a very small way, they discover that it's always possible to find common ground. Thank you so much. This was the winner story from our mini story contest, and it was so meaningful to choose it as the winner because it really shows just how in the little emotions, in the little details of our daily lives, we're still all human and we still experience the same emotions, the same passions, the same fears and happiness in our daily lives. And that's really what must unite us as global citizens. So thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Ashi, as well, for presenting and building this beautiful thing with me. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Kami. That was so powerfully descriptive and visual of just a small narrative switch and the impact that it can have. So thank you so much for sharing that. I will pass to Stefan now.
Yeah, wonderful, beautiful story. I remember that cricket in Germany is not a sport that we follow at all, but when I see the passion in India, it was amazing to see how it unites, and the biggest rivals, Pakistan and India, of course, but meeting on the cricket match. So a very powerful, beautiful story. Thank you so much. The next act is another highlight. I'm so honored and proud to present one of our co-founders, Patricia Smith. Patricia is a playwright, a filmmaker, a global activist. She founded Piece by Piece, a women network. She's a distinguished photographer who just published, or if you're looking for a Christmas present, a book that's called Compliments, Eloquence of Small Objects. You can Google it in Amazon. I'll put it in the chat as well, which is a beautiful photographic book she just brought out. And on top of all these talents, she's also a passionate writer and poet. And we are very happy that she shares some of her art with us today. Welcome, Patricia.
Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, everyone. This has been a delight to sit here and see all the new talent. I mean, I already knew about you, Stefan, and you, Lars, and Mel. And so here we are. When Bill and I started the foundation, we were younger than some of you are now. That is an interesting thought to me. And it gives me a great sense of confidence that you are really adults now and you can lead the world. So I've always been known for my sincerity. So I've written a poem that's very sincere about the past and your relationship to the past, and that you have control over the gifts that the past gives you. So let's begin. Lot's wife. She had a name, but the Bible was no better at women's names than art curators or Nobel Prize jurors. When Lot's wife looked back, she turned into a pillar of salt, and the first rain took care of that. But this is not a poem of gender bias, gaps in history, or seasoning. It is a warning. Your past is weary of what you think of it. It longs to be free of your grasp, tying your identity and self-worth to it, blaming it for the bad things. It wants you to edit your story of it, your interpretation, your translation. It wants to be a haiku or canto, a rhapsody, a high-stepping musical, an unending equation like pi. It wants credit. This is a poem about not dissolving whenever there is bad weather. Your past wants to be your origin story. Your world arrived on the back of a giant turtle. You're a fat-hipped, fat-thighed woman of clay with fertility and bounty. You're ribbed from Adam's chest. Oh, no, this poem is not going to be about gender bias. Your past wants to be reclaimed as an oboe on a Han Solo flight soaring the skies for chariots and ultimate truth, a pas de deux of lovers. Cranes doing mating dances. It wants to be colors, a fuchsia, rainbow, great blue heron, tangerine, plum. It takes no joy in being dragged behind you like a bag of sodden weeds. It too is laden down by your regrets, anger, bitterness. Your past wants to give you the gift of knowing. To be betrayed is a gift of knowing not to betray. To be harmed is a gift of learning not to harm, and that you are strong. To lose loved ones is to learn life continues and love continues, for life cannot continue without caring and care. It wants you to remember that you have free will to accept its gifts in their harshness and beauty. It wants you to remember you have free will, and you check your heart. Check if this is not true. Long for the incalculable all of now, the timeless homeland of all potential, to infuse you as when you first arrived to time and place. You long to be touched. Can anything observe the all of now, the whole of it? Perhaps all of now's mystery is beyond even itself to know. Perhaps it depends on us, thrown off flecks of itself that wonder and ask and search. Depends on us to experience the lamb, the rose, the crocodile, the coming of light aligned to clocks inside our bodies, on us to know the meaning of words. The stomach butterflies of first love and calm of later ones, the dolphin, iguana, mango, cinnamon, the squish of wet sand under bare feet at ocean's edge, the cracking open of a seed by an eager root, the bud, the flower. This is a poem about free will, choice, intent, observation, forgiveness, and welcoming the gifts given by your past into your personal all is now for the sake of happiness and your future. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patricia, for you being here. And just a short thing, I do remember when I did join the fellowship at BMS, they had this room called the Melton Room. And then when you first entered, they had a picture of you up on the wall. And I'll never forget that. Entering the first day as a fellow to meet the other fellows and seeing you up there on the wall. And I think it's a surreal experience for me to be here with you live as well. And I hope that we can meet sometime soon. And thank you for sharing your lovely poem, not only about the past, but I think it took me on a journey through colors, through feelings, through trees, through animals, through sounds. That was so powerful. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Absolutely. I remember also reading something somewhere else that often somebody is so kind of fixed on the mistakes one has done in the past, instead of taking this as the learning and being proud that one has realized that it was a mistake and would want to not repeat it in the future, instead of then looking at the past saying, oh, wow, why would I have done this so badly in this situation, is more thinking about embracing that one has grown to act differently today. So thank you so much. And with that, we are going on to our next act, which will be presented by our dear colleague, Lars Dieter.
Well, thank you, Stefan, and really thank you, Patricia, for I don't know, for grounding us in. I'm trying to build a connection here, because I think kind of we're moving on in the, and I'm quoting Mel here. Well, I'm quoting really you, Patricia, but thank you, Mel, for taking mental notes in the chat. The incalculable power of now, and I will call upon this power to introduce our next guest, another very powerful woman. She describes herself as an advocate for SDG 4, but I know she's much more than that. She's more than an advocate. She breathes education. She believes in education, and has recently taken an interest in SDG 16. For those of you who don't know, peace, justice, and strong institution, because our next presenter is from Cameroon, and the country, as many of you know, is impacted by war. So Daphne Chevesy will be our next speaker. She joined the foundation in 2019. So again, there is a connection between, you know, two powerful women, very different ages, very different times in life, very different experiences. But Daphne will present her experience from the work that she's done with her project, and the story that she's sharing with us today is called On the Other Side, where she's reflecting the two stories of the world, one at peace and one at war. And I know, Daphne, I've seen you with us today live, so I invite you to say a few words about yourself, and we'll call you on stage. The microphone is all yours, also all years. Take it from here, Daphne, over to you.
Thank you so much, Lars. Can you hear me clearly?
All right, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Daphne. I'm from Cameroon. So a little story. About 6 to 7 years back, Cameroon was one of the most peaceful countries in Africa. So most times when I hear about war or civil crisis, it's always on the news and it's always about some other country, or maybe I learn about it in school. But recently, with what is happening in Cameroon, I've come to face the realities, and I've learned to see beyond my own situation. So recently, I try to find out what's happening in this country or what's happening in that country, and most times I realize how uninformed I am of the ordeals of people elsewhere in the world. So I realize that the world is like divided into two. There are people who just live their normal lives, go to work every day. Sometimes you get back and you have a headache, but you feel like, oh, the world is about to end for me. But there's literally someone also on the other side who isn't sure of what they are going to eat tomorrow, or who isn't sure if they're going to wake up tomorrow, but they still have like some hope that they are going to live on. So I don't know if my act is a poem or a story, but however it is, it's a little long, so I'll plead on your patience. And also, I want to add that it's the voices of 4 people in 2 scenarios. I'm going to leave you to identify all of that. And yeah, so permit me to share my screen too.
Yeah, I'll just do that. You should be able to now.
Okay. So my act is titled Voices from the Other Side. Hello, I'm writing from the other side. You may not know about it. You watch it on the news often. You read about it in the books. People even make movies about it. You learn about it in school. For me, it is reality. It's so dark here. Hello, I'm writing from the other side. Yesterday I went to bed scared, unsure of whether I'll wake up alive. Music from gunshots played all night. Today I woke up with a lot of uncertainty. I'm scared to go outside, but Mama says I have to go to school for my future. Hello, I'm writing from the other side. Yesterday I went to bed scared. Today I woke up uncertain about the future of my children. I see them burning houses. I see them destroying stores. I see them killing people. But still, I have to send my children to school for their future. Hello, I'm writing from the other side. Yesterday I went to bed scared. Today I woke up uncertain about the future of my pupils. I see them killing school children. I see them destroying schools, but still I have to go to school for the future of my pupils. Hello, I'm writing from the other side. Yesterday I went to bed scared. Today I woke up uncertain about the future of my family. Many of my friends who went ahead have never returned, leaving behind their families, but still I have to go to war for the future of my country. Hello, I am writing from the other side. Yesterday I did not return home from school. No, we do not sleep at school. Yesterday I did not go to bed scared. I did not wake up this morning uncertain. I failed to miss the bullet on my way back from school. I took my last breath in my uniform. It's so quiet over here. Mama will be so proud of me. My teacher will be so proud. Hello, I am writing from the other side. Yesterday I did not sleep at home. My house was burnt down. Yesterday I did not go to work. My store was destroyed. My daughter did not come home. She failed to miss the bullet on her way back from school. She took her last breath in her uniform. I should not have sent her to school. Hello, I'm writing from the other side of life. Yesterday, I did not prepare my school lesson. I did not have to write on the chalkboard. I did not yell at my pupils. Yes, I am still a teacher. I failed to miss the bullet on my way back from school. I took my last breath with the chalk in my hand. It's so calm over here. My pupils will be so proud. Hello, I'm writing from the other side. Yesterday, I did not load the cartridges in my gun. Yes, I'm still a soldier. I did not see the bullet coming right at me. I took my last breath with a gun in my hand. I do not have to fight anymore over here. My family will be so proud of me. My country will be so proud of me. Hello, I'm writing from the other side. I am happy you are not here. I wish I did not have to be here. Please do not forget me. And if you ever have options, please choose peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Daphne, for sharing this. This has been super powerful. And I think it's quite clear. One thing I forgot to mention earlier, or I purposefully did not mention earlier, that your interest in international development, education, policy, storytelling is something that you breathe and bring to the table very clearly. And your aspiration to someday become the first female United Nations Secretary General, I think is the way is there. It's carved. We believe in you, Daphne. Thank you so much for sharing these words, and I'll hand back over to Stefan.
Yeah, I'm still moved by the word, to be quite honest. It is such an unfortunate situation in your country, and I really applaud you for bringing it in such strong words. And for the ones who might remember, Daphne also ran a fundraiser to support the situation, the school children over there. So she's also been active in trying to alleviate the situation that's going on there between English and French speaking people, would have known. Best of luck, Daphne, whatever we can do to support you. You know, you have a full network of global citizens in your back. So we are proud to have you with us, and congratulations on your work. Sonali, I don't know if you found some words yet, but I'll give it over to you.
No, I'm still struggling, but all I can say is how powerful it was, and actually what a privilege it is for all of us, even in this call, to be here and not have, and to have that choice even to choose between peace and war, and people are waking up without that choice, and to be in those situations. Thank you, Daphne, that it was so powerful. It really grounded me as well, and you have my support in everything that you do, and it's been an absolute joy to work with you as a fellow for the last 2 years in the foundation, and this is just the beginning. You're going to blow our minds even further, and hopefully really make a big dent in world peace. And thank you for taking us on that journey as well with you. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say except to use the words of Da Vinci, who said that painting is poetry that is seen rather than felt, and poetry is the painting that is felt rather than seen. And we've experienced that so much in this call, and the next act coming up is a person who can do both. So I will invite Patricia, who is a wonderful colleague, Director of Operations here at the Melton Foundation, to introduce our next act.
Thank you, Sonali, very much. So yes, we have Mai Garces. Many of you already know her. She has been a very active as a junior fellow, but also as a senior fellow every single year. So congratulations for that, Mai. Thank you so much. And Mai, she joined in 2008. She was born and raised in Temuco City in the south of Chile. After getting her BS in education, she developed several artist education projects with small communities in Chile, India, Ghana, Palestine, Jordan, to explore values that foster empathy, global citizenship, and self-care, and understand how to build them. She's a mentor for social projects and collaborates in research in cognitive science in one of the universities in Chile. She's studying philosophy of cognitive science, and she loves to dance, to grow and eat plants, interesting, and to make things with her hands. She will share one of her poems with us today. So welcome, Mai, and thank you so much in advance.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Okay. So thank you. Thank you so much for everyone that has shared. I'm in the middle of a project actually with some fellows of the Melton Foundation, so I had to skip for a little bit to be with you. today. But here it goes. As within, so without. As above, so below. Patterns over patterns over patterns. We see something as something else. We understand this world in other shapes, other principles that helps us navigate the mystery of being alive today. A fractal existence, a world of suffering, a wise man would say. So let go of suffering. That's a choice we can make. But where is the balance between letting go of my suffering, but not my responsibility? When my suffering is mine, I'm desperate for a way out, but my privilege allows me to find a way to break out. So I'm able to breathe, I am able to thrive. But how many people am I leaving behind? Am I pushing the boundaries that leave them exposed by not sharing the findings I've been able to compose? I want to put a microscope on our experiences of suffering and trauma. How do they look? How do they taste? Is it only drama? If my little choices today affect others on a far corner of this globe, will I be brave enough to act on what is uncomfortable for the sake of others or for the love of my life, which is your life, which is your life, which is your life? If I let go and have peace, can I intentionally steal my power to help others find relief? To never let go of my responsibility, to allow others to live their own joy next to me? And what about me? Can I trust enough to live this utopia closely with another human? Or should I keep playing to be superhuman? Should I focus on this instead of waiting until I'm almost dead? As within, so without. As above, so below. Patterns over patterns over patterns. We see something as something else. We understand this world in other shapes, other principles that helps us navigate the mystery of being alive today. A fractal existence. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Mai. I mean, in my eyes, you are superhuman. And I know you are leading this journey to better yourselves in all aspects. And it's just so inspiring for me to see and follow you. And I want to thank you for sharing that and sharing your empathy with us, with our fellows, also with, I know the amazing work you're doing with the group in Palestine and really being such a support and offering your mind and also your heart and your hands to the MF. So thank you so much, Mai.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. One of your many talents you're showing here. We know also about singing, dancing, painting, and all the other artistic talent that is united in your spirit and your soul. Thank you so much. We are closely coming to our end, but we have one more special act for you, one of the highlights as well that will be introduced by our dear colleague, Alafia Stewart.
Hi, everyone. And as we're closing the program, I'm getting a little bit sentimental because it's always so good to see all of you. It's always so good to have you and to know that it's closing, that we're coming to the end. It's bittersweet because you all are such wonderful people. And it's just so good to have these moments where we can share. So without further ado, I have the very distinct privilege of introducing Manasi Prasad. She is an Indian classical vocalist and museum director for the Indian Music Experience of Bangalore. And I know for some of us that had the privilege of actually being able to be at the Bangalore GCC and to experience that, it was incredible. She has performed concerts across India and in 6 continents around the world. Manasi is an engineering graduate from BMS and holds an MBA from the Indian Institute of Management in Bangalore. She'll share a short recorded vocal music rendition and tell us more about her passion and music. And she's here today, and I'm just so honored to be able to introduce our last act of this showcase.
Thank you so much, Alafia. And hey, everybody. Just one correction, I'm going to try and do this live because I thought that would be such a nice way to connect with all of you. And one small request, as it's almost the end of this wonderful evening of memories, music, and just bonding, I wanted to see as many faces as possible. So if I could just request all of you, it's a short song, but I wanted to see all of your faces. Those of you who are in an environment that's conducive to switching on your cameras, please do so. I don't want to say a whole lot. The MF lives inside all of us in many different ways. I've had the chance to reflect and think about this bond perhaps a little more over the past few months since I was involved with that wonderful discussion that kicked off the gala, the 30-year celebrations with Bill and so many others of you. And truly, it's a bond that lives on forever, despite whatever distance we may have physically or over time. So to close out this evening, I wanted to share with you a song that I and my collaborator Solomon wrote together. It's called Just Hold On. And we actually wrote this song during the peak of the second wave of COVID in India, where, and I'm sure this is something we've all experienced together, where almost on a daily basis, I was losing someone that I knew. And I had to delete their names from my phone book, which for me was the most painful part, where there's a name in your phone book, but then you just delete it. So it was just this very intense feeling. And I said to myself, just hold on. So that's what this song is about. It's in Kannada, so I'll read a quick translation of it. It's not all sad, because it talks about hope as well. A very rough translation. It's not really as poetic as in Kannada, but I'll try. The world is lost in the game of time. Can't forget the burning images etched in my mind. Will this ever be over? When will there be a new light? And then the chorus says, ಕಳೆದಿರುವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊಸದು, ಕಳೆದಿರುವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಗದು, ಇರೋ ಜಗವು ನನ್ನದು, ಸಿಹಿ ನೆನಪುಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಾವೇ ಇರದು. Can't get back what we've lost, but we've got each other. Sweet memories will live forever, just hold on. The second stanza says, I see a silver ray on the horizon. Must I wait until it becomes light? Why hesitate to take the first step when the path ahead is bright? Why then this fear in your heart? Goodwill is here by your side. Even if delayed, there's a new dawn right round the corner. And then the chorus changes a little bit to say, ಪಡೆದಿರುವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊಸದು, ಈ ಸಮಯ ನನ್ನದು. What we've got with us is new. This is my time. ಸಿಹಿ ನೆನಪುಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಾವೇ ಇರದು. Sweet memories live on forever. And let's make some new ones. So I thought it was kind of appropriate for the MF as well, and the sweet memories that we all share together, and let's make some more. So with that, I'm going to start, and let me know if you can hear the music as well.
ಸಮಯವೀಗ ತಾನಾಡುವಾಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋಲುತ್ತಿದೆ ಜಗವೀಗೂ ಮರಳಿ ಮರಳಿ ಉರಿದ ಸಾವಿರ ಚಿತೆಯ ಚಿತ್ರಣ ಬಿಡದೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಕಾಡುವಾಗ ಹೇಗೆ ಜೀವನ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗಬಹುದೇ ಇದು ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ನನಗಾಗಿ ಬರದೆ ಹೊಸ ಬೆಳಕು ಕಳೆದಿರುವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಗದು ಇರೋ ಜಗವು ನನ್ನದು ಸಿಹಿ ನೆನಪುಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಾವೇ ಇರದು ಕಳೆದಿರುವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಗದು ಇರೋ ಜಗವು ನನ್ನದು ಸಿಹಿ ನೆನಪುಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಾವೇ ಇರದು. Just hold on. ಎತ್ತು ಗೆಲ್ಲು ಭರವಸೆಯ ಬೆಳ್ಳಿ ರೇಖೆ, ಅದು ಮೂಡುವರೆಗೂ ಬಾನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಯಬೇಕೆ. ಮೊದಲ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಶಕುನ ನೋಡದೆ ದಾರಿ ಕಂಡುಕೊಂಡೆ. ಇನ್ನೇಕೆ ಭಯವೋ ಎದೆಯೊಳಗೆ, ಹಾರೈಕೆ ಬರಲು ಜೊತೆ ಜೊತೆಗೆ. ತಡವೇ ಆದರೂ ಹೊಸ ಬೆಳಕೊಂದು ಕಾಣಿಸಲು ಉಳಿಗಾಲ ಶುರು. ಇನ್ನೇಕೆ ಭಯವೋ ಎದೆಯೊಳಗೆ, ಹಾರೈಕೆ ಬರಲು ಜೊತೆ ಜೊತೆಗೆ. ಪಡೆದಿರುವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊಸದು, ಈ ಸಮಯ ನನ್ನದು. ಸಿಹಿ ನೆನಪುಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಾವೇ ಇರದು. ಪಡೆದಿರುವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊಸದು, ಈ ಸಮಯ ನನ್ನದು. ಸಿಹಿ ನೆನಪುಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಾವೇ ಇರದು. Thank you.
Oh, Manas, that was amazing. It was just gave me goosebumps in all the right ways, you know. And "Ee samaya nanadu," this time is mine. I mean, how powerful is that statement? And something I need to tell myself more every day. Note to self. Thank you so much, Manasi, for sharing. And also, a fun fact, I think you were one of the biggest inspirations for us as folk from BMS to follow our passions and do the, we all were part of the, Indian narrative of do engineering first and then do whatever you want. So Manasi took the track to follow her passions and we all followed. I see Ashi is here, also an engineer. I'm here, also an engineer, but really following our passions of working with people and working with art and really trying to make the place a more collaborative one and world where we enjoy our diversity and can really move forward together. So thank you so much, Manasi, for that. And over to you, Stefan.
Thank you so much. Ashi has your hand open. You want to say something spontaneously?
Yeah, I do. I actually want to thank and congratulate Manasi as well for sharing that really beautiful composition. I just want to point out that over the last 2 years at the MF, the culture has been, COVID is happening, how can we adapt? How can we move on? How can we make things better? But Manasi, with your performance, I think I had a few minutes to take stock of what we've lost and to process grief in such a beautiful way. It was very transformational for me. So thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you. Wise words. Thank you, everybody. We are coming to the end. We can't believe it. It's been already more than 1.5 hours, almost 2 hours, but time flew by so quickly. I think everybody was just enjoying the beautiful show, the talent that we have in the Melton Foundation. And we've just seen the tip of the iceberg because there are so many people all around the world that maybe couldn't now participate or they didn't dare yet to show the talent. But I know each of you has a talent inside, in your heart, in your spirit, that would be worth sharing. Before we close, once again, a small reminder to our fundraising campaign. You see what here we didn't have any tickets for our gala because you are our invited guests. Everybody's invited to our showcase, but please don't hesitate to shout out some love, give a little back to the foundation, show your support. The link is in the chat. If you are living in Germany, you can also transfer to the German bank account, or in Chile to the Chilean bank account. Every penny counts, every support is highly appreciated. And we are really, really proud to have such a supportive, wonderful, beautiful network. Before I close, I just want to say thank you again to all the participants that had the power and the energy to present here in so empathic and emotional ways. I mean, the poets, the words, the songs, the videos, the dance, all that came through here is what I really think is passion. And that's so beautiful that even we're living in difficult times, there's so much passion around expressing ourselves, showing our feelings, and also sharing this with us. So that's really, really amazing. Special thanks also to Patricia Smith, who made this dream come true together with Bill 30 years ago, that had that vision to bring together people from all over the world and say, well, let's see what happens. And we had it in the very first celebration. I hope you're happy with what come out of your experiment, that you enjoy what you see. And I certainly do. I'm so happy to be able also to work together with a fantastic team. And I want to take also the opportunity to thank each of them that work here in the Melton Foundation, Lath, Patti, Sonali, Ashi, and Alafia, who've done a tremendous job here in putting this together, especially Sonali. So the final words are hers. She's been the back operator and co-host. So I want to not say goodbye yet, but say, Sonali, please close us out, and wish you all who celebrate it in different cultures, of course, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And if not, please stay safe, continue to stay safe. And we're looking forward to seeing you soon in person again.
Thank you so much, Stefan. Nothing more to add. I think you rounded off beautifully. I mean, we're short of time. I had a special dance performance, but if someone wants to look for that, just write me and I can share that with you. But with talking about time, I think there's no timeline or metric for greatness. And I think as people in this network, that's what I see. I see great people in different ways, in different ranges. And it's just an honor, an absolute privilege to be here together with all of you and be part of this. So I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful rest of the evening, wonderful rest of the night from wherever you've joined us from across the globe. And yeah, much love and hugs to everybody, and stay safe and enjoy the ending couple of days of 2021 and best wishes for 2022. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Take care. Open your microphone, shout out whatever you want.
Miss you all so much. Take
Been
care.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Good to see
Thank you,
everybody.
Mel, for your pledge as well.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Hugs, everybody. Take care.
Oh, the little